Mic test. Let's do 1, 2. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand as we begin our pregame activities? The flags are being presented by the Booker T. Washington JROTC.
Check. Austin, can you hear us? Hornet fans, and welcome to S.E. Williams Stadium. I am high above at the top of S.E. Williams Stadium. You got Byron Perry tonight, and to my left, as usual and always, is Mr. Leon Skillings. Leon, first of all, it's good to see you back.
Man, it's always good to be back up in the booth, like you said, high up in the sky with Byron Perry, the illustrious BP. You know what I mean? I enjoy when we get together and we get to talk Hornet ball.
Well, we got a special one tonight. We got a real special one. You know, I tried to set it up last week as much as I could, but guess what? It's nothing to it but to do it. It's homecoming, baby. Yeah. It is homecoming, and there's nothing like a Hornet thing. If you don't understand, you better ask somebody. It's good to be here, man.
And we got class of 85, class of 93, class of 2003. I mean, they in the house, man. I'm talking about Hornet Nation is up on the yard, and they kicking it hard.
I got to say it, class of 1988, we celebrating our 35th reunion this week. This week. We are here because we love this school, the pride of the Great Southwest, and we're going to do this game tonight, baby. We're going to do it tonight because it's homecoming.
Man, and it's so good to see everybody back up in here, and, man, the Hornets need to get back on track tonight and bless all the fans and all the out-of-towners who came here for their reunions with a victory tonight. We need it bad.
So we might as well get right into it. The Hornets are 1-5 on the season. We have not won a district game. Tonight, we're going up against the U.S. Grant Generals. Leon, let's just call it like we see it. You know, where we stand in district right now, every game is crucial. Now, I'm going to even go deeper than that. Every possession is crucial because if something happens above us and it gets to a point differential, that can factor in too.
Yeah, we haven't been able to do anything that benefits us where we sitting at right now. You know, like you said, I mean, we hadn't helped the situation. Offense not putting up points. Defense having the carries like usual. But, man, to be sitting at the bottom in the district is really a rarity for BTW football.
I didn't even want to go back and try to check the data because I don't know where I would even find we've ever been in week 7 and been at the bottom of our district.
BP, you can't even Google that because it's not out there.
It's not there.
It's not there.
It doesn't exist.
It does not exist. You know what I mean? And we just gonna call it fair. We got to be clear about that. It just doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. So Hornet fans, to be direct about it, tonight's game between us and U.S. Grant, we are U.S. Grant has a 2-4 record coming in, but they also haven't won a district game. So this game right now will definitely set someone at the bottom of the district. The playoffs are almost unattainable, out of reach.
Exactly. You might as well go to the Scrub Bowl on this one. I mean, you lose this one, bro.
Absolutely.
You can pack it up and go play basketball. You can go to basketball season.
So for the Hornets, the schedule remaining next week is Muskogee. We still have Sand Springs and Putnam City on the schedule to finish out and to finish out the season. But like I say, every game is critical.
Yes, sir.
So, Leon, what we've seen this year as we started, it seems like just a minute ago that we, had the first game of the season and we talked about, what this team was going to be like. And we had a couple of games where we said we still haven't become what we are. And I'm just speaking on the offensive side of the football. We are very young, especially at the quarterback position. We're very young at other skill positions, but we still haven't found out who we are and what we do. And we have to talk about that. We have to talk about
Week 7. What is it to talk about? I mean, we get week 1 and week 2, but going into week 3, 4,
you got to know what you can do.
6, you got to be fine-tuning this thing. It's like, when you was in woodworking class and you kind of chisel at the sides.
Yes, sir.
That's where we should be in week 7, knowing that we've arrived in what we are and who we are, and we're just not there.
Yes. So the biggest thing for the Hornet fans for this season is that the offense has shown glimpses. The offense has sputtered, but the offense hasn't been consistent moving the football. One of the things we will be looking at tonight with a very close eye lens is whether or not the offense is finally figuring it out and becoming what it needs to be. On the flip side of the ball, Leon, the defense, you said it, the defense has carried this team. Obviously, our head coach, Jonathan Brown, he's a defensive guy. This team has taken on a persona of a defense that doesn't give much. But obviously, in football today, you got to score points. I mean, you can't ask any defense to go out and pitch a shutout every week.
And a lot of coaches now are saying that our offense is our defense because we can score. You know what I mean?
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely,
it's an oxymoron, but that's the way the game has evolved today. You know what I mean?
I believe the best defense is a good offense because it puts pressure on the other team to score. And you put them into situations where they have to do things that may be out of character in order to keep up the pace with you. So for us, we've got a defense that has to be basically the chisel, the chisel, the salt, whatever you want to call it. And that's tough.
That's tough. And, that goes against the whole philosophy of defense, though. That puts the DC in a lose-lose situation when they got to carry the team week in and week out. The offense, and it's all about possession. Remember, we talk about football as a game of inches and possessions, but we haven't controlled any of that. And like you said, then that goes back to not having an identity.
Just thinking back onto last week against Tahlequah, we go in at halftime and we're winning the game. However, as I look back on some of my notes from that game, we only had like 4 possessions in the entire second half.
That's not good.
I mean, the fact that they, number one, moved the ball, but they controlled the clock. The way they moved the ball, they were very methodical. We've talked about it before. People like to run the play clock down, and if you're moving the ball and you're not having to punt, eventually it comes to be just a numbers game of I've had more possessions than you have.
I mean, you've been around the game long enough to know that time of possession is where you win football games.
A lot of coaches talk about, in this game, there's going to be X number of possessions. I want to always be on the higher number of possessions than my opponent.
Control. He wants to control it.
Absolutely.
And he's setting that out early. And that's one thing that I think the Hornets have not done within the last couple of years since we've been doing this together is we haven't came out and dictated and dominated a game yet, though. You know what I mean? And that really is a surprise. No harm or offense, but the expectation up here at the Hive is we dictate and dominate early.
Exactly. Early and often.
Come on now.
Yes, sir.
Homecoming night.
Homecoming night. Hornet fans, we're about to kick it off. I hope you're ready. I know that we're ready.
Yeah,
we're ready to see the orange and black because Booker T's got on them all black uniforms.
And with the helmet, look at that orange
with
helmet.
With the old school orange helmets, baby.
Halloween time.
Here's a low kick, going to be fielded by the Hornets, number 7, getting out onto the left hash, and he's going to be taken down by number 12 for U.S. Grant. The man on the tackle was Zachariah Pitts. He's a freshman wide receiver linebacker. Jaden Oates was the returner on the kick for the Hornets. So for the first offensive possession of the game for the Hornets, they're going to come out and they're all black.
Draped in that Hornet orange helmet throwback with the words Hornet on the sides. Hornet fans.
Nothing like it, baby. At the quarterback, at the helm for the Hornets is number 2. That's Levi Brooks, Mr. Deuce. Puts a man in motion to the right-hand side, and we're going to have illegal procedure penalty to start the game off. And that's going to be going against the Hornets, so we got a little bit of excitement, but right off the bat, the Hornets are behind the chains, and that's something you definitely don't want to get yourself into when the offense needs to find a way to start clicking.
And it's important to start early because we in that 1 in 5 situation. I mean, you know what I mean? We haven't done anything to gain any momentum, so you want to start early to be effective.
Here's a fake to the inside give, swings it out to the right to Overstreet, trying to make a move. He does. Gets back and picks up all the yardage that the Hornets lost and is going to have plus yardage, going to bring up 2nd down and short. Number 24, Dalen Overstreet is the receiver.
If Overstreet would have not been doing all that stutter stepping and put his foot in the ground, he probably would have got a lot more positive yards. Probably could have turned it into a touchdown. So get your feet in the ground and get what you're going to get.
Nice to see Brooks complete the first pass of the game, even though it's a swing pass. Sometimes you just want to get your quarterback into a rhythm. 3 wide receivers here to the near side, and looks like we're going to get our first down on Charity. Good way to pull the U.S. Grant Generals off the line of scrimmage. So now this being the 3rd play of the first drive for the Hornets, we're just after kickoff, 11 minutes and 21 seconds here in the first quarter. Play clock is now started. Mr. Deuce with 3 wide receivers here to the near side. Here's an inside give coming off the left side, and it's going to be upended. The ball carrier is number 6, and that's the guy we've all come to know and love. He's the bruiser of the backfield. That's number 6, Mr. Karan Ross.
And you know what? Speaking of Ross, when Ross was out, we got a chance to see how valuable the young man really is, though. His play can be deceiving, but he really is the driving force behind our offense.
One word, solid. The man is solid. The young man is solid because what he does is he's always getting forward momentum yardage. He's going to be running north and south. Hornets are headed north right now. Overstreet in motion. Here's a flip give to Overstreet over the right side sweep. Looking for a block, makes his way to the outside. Now he's going to cut back inside the right hash. Going to get all the way across the field. He's looking to take it to the house. He's looking for one more block. And somebody strike up the band in the
So, BP, I want to talk about that. You know, we playing U.S. Grant, and I'm not saying no foul or harm to it, but when you see a busted play like that, because here's what happened on that. We swinging it out over there. I'm looking at the receiver, and I'm looking at Ross. Now, no, I'm not letting them off the hook, but when you see opposite jerseys fly past your face and you don't touch them, I got a problem with that in week 7.
Fundamentals still have to get done on every play.
So the athlete was able to get by with a 1-5 team like us, but we can out-athlete them in situations like that. We'll take the touchdown,
yes, sir,
but we got to stick to the script, and we got to make it look good. When we talking about identity, right?
That's right. That's right. Points on the board for the Hornets, and with the extra point by number 30, Dylan Cooper. Your Booker T. Washington Hornets take a 7-0 lead over the U.S. Grant Generals. And before I forget it, let's go ahead and give a big shout-out and a thanks to our sponsors, our primary sponsor, the Booker T. Washington Hornet Football Booster Club. They host us every week, Hornet fans. They make it possible for us, Leon and myself, to be up here doing this for you, to bring Hornet football to you. We've got other sponsors, but we have to talk about our primary sponsor first. And we've got a lot of things to discuss tonight, Hornet fans. We hope you enjoy it because it is homecoming. We've got Hornet Victory playing in the background. The band is in their dress uniforms. Came in, marched in, and trying to turn this mother out tonight. So Mr. Cooper is going to be kicking off to the Generals. We're going to see the Hornet defense on the field for the first time of the night.
And if we scoring like that, BP, I'm interested to see if a goal of ours is to score on every possession. That should be a goal.
Let's put that down. 1 possession, 1 score. All right. Nothing wrong with that. That's a very important thing to look at because how many empty possessions we've had where we haven't scored.
We got to really be efficient tonight to get the numbers to look better. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And you know that.
Absolutely.
Numbers can be skewed
absolutely
by ineffectiveness.
Yes, sir.
Especially in football.
Here's a deep kick bouncing at the 5-yard line, picked up, no fumbled by U.S. Grant. Almost recovered by the Hornets. Yeah, looks like number 18 for U.S. Grant that was back there to field it. Maybe didn't want that one. Let me check his name on that. Number 18 is Jeremiah Hogans. He's a senior. Let me check his name and see exactly who he is before I say what he did.
Hey, YouTube fan, y'all should have saw my guy BP. He had to dig into the deep in the roster to check why he did that job.
Let me see who that is.
He needed to see that.
I want to get that right. I got several things to correct tonight. So Hornet fans, we have the Miss Hornet and Mr. Hornet Court arriving at the stadium, coming in right now. Here's a give off the right side. The back for U.S. Grant is going to be taken down
by a host of Hornets.
A hot host of Hornets, because the pursuit on that play was immense. I see Mr. 75, Mr. Muscle Man, as I like to call him,
what
the
is
Baba
that
Yaga.
name?
The Baba Yaga, Mr. Joseph Brown.
I love it, man. I've been trying to tell so many of the guys in the barbershop and everywhere. I said, my boy BP coined them something that was nice.
That's the boogeyman, the Baba Yaga.
But you know, when he said that host of Hornets, that's the infamous line of our legend sitting to the left, Night Train Lane.
Night Train Lane. Also on the tackle is number 21, Mr. Jeremiah Perry. U.S. Grant on the second play drops back. Here's a slant completed into the middle of the field, finally taken down. The receiver for U.S. Grant is number 11, Raymond Hayes. Pass is complete. The initial play before, at the time the ball was snapped, it was second down and 16. He's going to be able to pick up 6, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 for U.S. Grant. Nice pitch and catch for U.S. Grant. But Hornets were able to cover that well. We now have the 3rd play of the drive. U.S. Grant looks to be in a wildcat formation. 2 wide receivers to the far side. Here's an inside give, and he's immediately going to be taken down. Once again, that's Jeremiah Perry on the tackle. And let me make a correction, Hornet fans. Last week on Meet the Hornets, I was incorrect when I stated it. One of the hardest things for Jeremiah's life was the heart surgery that his mom had. It was actually back surgery. I read it incorrectly, and let me correct that and get that right. But the young man is having a good night tonight, seems to be fired up. Going to bring up 4th down and 11. for the U.S. Grant Generals. Going to be kicking from his own end zone. He gets it off. Good rush by the Hornets. The ball hits at about the 30, and it's going to take a U.S. Grant bounce, but finally going to be down still inside their side of the 50. So the Hornets are going to have their second drive of the night.
And like I said, we keep the time, we keep the possession up. We should score every possession. So that should be a goal.
And that's something we really need to look at tonight, Leon. With 8 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first quarter, the Hornets are going to start their second drive from the U.S. Grant 45-yard line. And being efficient, I mean, we're just talking football right now. Being efficient is something that any football team wants to do. But for this team, it's something that for where we sit, it has to be at a premium.
That's right.
So number 2, Mr. Deuce, Levi Brooks in the backfield. In the stinger formation is Karan Ross. Fakes the inside give, swings it out here to the near side to Dalen Overstreet, who gets the sideline. One man to beat, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds almost in the red zone of the Generals. Pushed out by number 13 for U.S. Grant. That's Montre McGlittrich. He's a freshman wide receiver linebacker. Say that 3 times. Montre McGlittrich. That's a football name. We just lost Dick Butkus, and now I'm talking about Montre McGlittrich. Come on, number 13. You got to help me out tonight. That pitch and catch to Overstreet is going to be good enough for a Hornet first down, and the Hornets are on the move. Here's an inside give taken to the outside by number 3, Micah Washington, trying to get to the boundary, and he's going to be run out of bounds. Going to be good enough for another first down for the Hornets.
Man, you know, when you said that name a second ago, I know your parents would be proud of you with that education background that they carried and instilled in you. They just smiling down saying, look at all of that paying off.
I just looked down and said, wow, how do I say that?
Did that.
Hornets are now going to have first down from the General 10-yard line. Here's another inside give, and cutting back and spinning into the end zone is Micah. Sweet feet, Washington. Somebody cue the band. Touchdown, Hornets.
Nice move by Sweet Feet, you know what I mean? Get downhill. Had the guts to make a spin move down there in the trenches. Untouched, though. So, you know, I'm happy that he was able to punch it in and get the Hornets back on board again.
You know, you bring up something that I do want to talk about is Dylan Carpenter is setting up for the extra point. You know, from the standpoint of a running back, the hold is down, the kick is up, and it's good. 7 minutes and 59 seconds left in the first quarter. Booker T. Washington Hornets take a 14-0 lead over U.S. Grant. But going back to what you talked about, Leon, you're still really running inside the tackles, and you're executing a spin move at the second level. You got to have guts to do, because you giving up all back and kidneys. I mean,
who coming downhill,
exactly, and the free safety. I understand it. Being a running back, a lot of it is instinct, and Michael Washington runs with a lot of instinct. But sometimes self-preservation has to take over, because if you spin and somebody catches you at the right moment,
it might be the last time you spin ever in life.
And you might cough the football up. I mean,
that's a lot you can take place down there.
I mean, you know,
get what you gonna get though down in there.
Just put your head and shoulders down.
Just go north and south. That's all we
go north and south. Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
I get it.
But you know, they take it though. You know how I go. The risk outweigh the reward sometimes, and that's what it was right there. You know,
I was always taught if you can't high step, then you definitely better run somebody over. So Dylan Carpenter is going to be kicking off to U.S. Grant. Deep for them is number 11. That's Raymond Hayes, a senior wide receiver defensive back. Cooper approaches, gets the ball in the air. Ball is going to be received at about the 17-yard line for U.S. Grant. Looks like the receiver on that one didn't want a whole lot of that, didn't have a whole lot of blocking. So he pretty much gave himself up and was like, I'm on my own, so I'm going to let y'all take me down. And that's Montre McGlittrich on the return.
And you got the nerve. I'm proud of you, my guy. You know what I mean? You pulling it off over there. Look at you, boy. You feeling good today.
That name, I'm going to have to get a highlighter for that one right there. Mr. McGlittrich, freshman wide receiver defensive back. U.S. Grant taking the field for their second drive of the game. They're going to be starting from their 26-yard line.
Of 1998. You're in the stands. Give yourselves a big hand. The class of 1998.
Here's a snap. looking right. Now he's going to move to the left. Big rush by the Hornets. He's wrapped up. They're going for the ball. That's right. The Baba Yaga, Mr. Joseph Graves, is in there to wrap him up and get the sack. Also, number 8. Number 9, Devin Crawford on the tackle with Joseph Graves.
2003. How about 2013? Are you in the house? 2013, are you in the house?
The legendary Night Train Lane is doing a roll call for alumni classes. Here's a give off the left side to number 20. Number 20 for the Generals is Joshua Green. He goes off the left side, and the Hornets have a good rush getting into the backfield, and they're going to take him down. Going to bring up definitely 3rd and long for the Generals. Going to bring up 3rd and 17. Both of these plays that U.S. Grant has run on this particular possession have been for negative yards. They are deeply behind the sticks at this point. And this is obviously, Leon, what we want to see. We want to see our defensive line be aggressive and go ahead and stop U.S. Grant at every turn. There's no need to take our foot off of anybody at this point.
Exactly.
We've got to establish an attitude and be about it.
Defense definitely want to get 3 and outs, at all costs in every situation.
U.S. Grant.
So for the first time tonight, Hornet fans, I want to introduce you to one of the Hornet football players. The first name I've got tonight is Mr. Landon Pugh. He's a sophomore, 6'2", 180-pound long snapper. He's number 45. He's inspired by James Winchester of the Kansas City Chiefs. His worst heartache, or what challenges him the most is mathematics. That class is his biggest challenge. His hero is his father. He's been playing football and baseball since primary school, and his hope is to play football at the next level and to receive a scholarship to get a free education. He's Landon Pugh. He's a kind and supportive, and he wants to do his best to help his brothers on the team. He models himself after James Winchester and Luke Rhodes. Both are notable NFL long snappers. That's number 45, Landon Pugh. Meet the Hornets. So 3rd and 17 for the Generals. They look to throw it here to the right, but the quarterback is going to be taken down. He tried to pump fake. He may have fumbled. Nope. Had enough the General come up with the football, but the quarterback is sacked for a deep loss. Look like number 21. That's Jeremiah Perry, a.k.a. Cheerio, was in on the tackle there. That's Mr. Jeremiah Perry's 3rd tackle of the night. He's having a big night tonight. Jeremiah Perry is a sophomore. 6 minutes left in the first quarter. Hornets 14, U.S. Grant Generals 0.
Another 4th down for the Generals.
Back deep for the Hornets. Missing tonight is Mr. Takari Bethel, who's got a high ankle sprain. He's in a boot. Punt gets away. It's a low punt. Going to be taken by the up man, number 82 for the Hornets, and that's a new name that I have not said, and I don't have a name on the roster. Let me see if I've got a name. Number 82. 82. I'm sorry, Hornet fans. I don't have a name for number 82, but he was the receiver on the punt. And Leon, this is the 3rd drive. We got 14 points on the board. We need to see us put 21 points on the board.
I mean, we thought that's reasonable, the goal that we put out there for the Hornets tonight.
1988. 1988. Here in the house. Let them know it. The Booker T. Washington class of 1988.
That's right. They're representing, they're recognizing the Booker T. Washington class of 1988. Here's a deep ball intended for number 0. The intended receiver is number 0. That's none other than Caden McClellan. First pass that was intended for him from Mr. Deuce Levi Brooks. The pass was broken up in the end zone. And that's a situation where, Leon, where the quarterback has to throw the ball to the back pylon. It has to be thrown back there because you give your receiver the only chance to get it.
And I mean, it was a pretty good play call, and it was aggressive, and I like it. I mean, you got to do what you got to do to find an identity and all that. Yeah, so it was a good look and all that.
2nd and 10 for the Hornets from the Grant 30-yard line. Here's an end around. Getting to the outside, looking for a block is number 19. He's finally taken out of bounds, deeper into the U.S. Grant red zone. Number 19 is Davion Durham. Davion Durham is a sophomore wide receiver defensive back. Saying the names of a lot of sophomores tonight. These young Hornets are fighting for their playoff lives tonight. Going to bring up another first down for the Hornets. And once again, the Hornets are on the move. Third drive of the night for the Hornets. First and 10 from the U.S. General 13-yard line. Mr. Deuce is able to get the Generals to come offsides, and that's going to give them 5 yards. Always a good thing when the quarterback can control tempo by his cadence. And if you can get the defense to jump off sides a couple of times, it's going to make them a little bit more hesitant to get off the ball and make the offensive line block a little bit better, a little bit easier.
Well said, well said.
3 Hornets to the far side. Mr. Deuce with the snap. Here's an inside give to Karan Ross. He gets over the left side, and he bulls his way into the end zone. Somebody strike up the bound. Touchdown, Hornets. But there is a flag on the play.
At the 10-yard line.
You like holding.
Yep. Preliminary indication, holding, being assessed.
So Hornet fans, keep the band under wraps. A hold on the play. U.S. Grant also has an injured player, and that was a good-looking run by Karan Ross. You know, Karan is always going forward, but his vision has gotten so much better.
He's definitely a downhill runner. I like those kind of backs. I mean, they're going to get what they're going to get. Power down and keep the hips low.
And being a downhill runner, Leon, that's what basically takes the life out of the defense that you're playing against. It's not the fact that you're running the ball a lot. It's the fact that the guy who is running the ball is constantly getting positive yards. You can run the ball 40 times a game, but if you're getting hit at the line of scrimmage or a yard behind it, number one, you're not going to get first downs, and number two, you're not wearing the defense out. They're getting to you first.
You just said it, positive yards. And I mean, you know when it's positive when you're getting downhill and you're getting on the other side of the line of scrimmage.
One of the big things that we see whenever Karan Ross is toting that rock, he's always moving those sticks, always getting positive yards. So the player for U.S. Grant is able to get to his feet. He's getting some assistance and getting off the field. Like I said, I believe number 8, Takari Bethel, has a high ankle sprain. He is not suited up and not playing tonight. I think I also heard that number 22, who is Boone Garrett Spring, he is also not playing. I haven't seen 22 tonight, Leon. I will definitely be looking for him. He's a young man who's been playing that linebacker position extremely well all season, always around the football.
Okay.
It's going to bring up 1st and 5 from the Hornets going to be pushed back. Haven't got it marked yet. Here's an inside give, breaking it out to the left, trying to get to the boundary. It's Micah Sweetfeet Washington. He cuts back, pushes a man off. He's going to be taken down inside the 5-yard line, and that's the first time I've seen Michael Washington be physical. I mean, he's following his blocks, setting blocks up, but then he's throwing people off and getting to where he's trying to go.
I think what you just said is he's being a lot more patient and allowing the guys to make it easier on himself and then trying not to do too much. You know, just play within the system, and that's what it looks like he's doing.
Going to be 1st and 2, first down for the Hornets. 1st and 2 from the 2, 1st and goal. Here's an inside give off the right side, and Karan Ross walks into the end zone. Somebody strike up the band. Touchdown, Hornets. 3rd drive of the night, 3rd touchdown of the night. 4 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first quarter. The Hornets are on the board once again.
BP, looks like everybody's playing tonight. You know what I mean? It's one of them nights.
It's one of them nights.
Homecoming night.
It's one of them nights.
It'll be one of them nights where it looks like all the Hornet fans are going to be able to get together early. Because the clock is going to run at some point. I mean, you know what it is.
You know, there used to be an adage when I played that the sophomores better be playing in the second half. Better be playing in the second half. And it better be a goose egg on the far side of the scoreboard. So 4 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first quarter. Your Booker T. Washington Hornets have sprung out to a lead of 21-0 over the U.S. Grant Generals. And the Hornets are doing exactly what they came to do here on homecoming night. From S.E. Williams Stadium, another homecoming. We are the pride of the great Southwest, and we have been so for over 100 years. We are proud of this orange and black, this program. Our principal, Dr. Melissa Woolridge. Glad to bring you the game tonight, Hornet fans. We got some surprises for you. We're going to save until halftime. We're going to bring some folks up here and talk a little old school Hornet football if we can. One of the things that we wanted to talk about is that we need all alums, former football players to please give and donate to the Booker T. Washington Touchdown Club. It takes $350 for the team post-game meal, $450 for the team pregame meal. The weekly cost of team food during the summer during Hornet Pride is $1,200, and $2,500 is the yearly cost of the team academic coordinator. We need for you to give. So hit the Cash App, $ Booker T Booster Club, or make a check payable to the Booker T Washington Touchdown Club and get it to 1514 East Zion Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm challenging every one of you guys. I got my $20 bill, giving it tonight. Donate $15.14 for the address. Dylan Carpenter kicks, and it's going to be deep, and it's going to basically hit the coffin corner, picked up at the 5-yard line by number 11 for the Generals, and he's trying to run to the other side of the field. Ooh. But he's hit hard. 41. He's hit hard by 41. Number 41 for the Hornets, and making his appearance on the broadcast is Anthony Chaplin. That's another sophomore wide receiver defensive back. And when I tell you he ran his lane and lit him up, I pulled no punches. Good Lord. That's the hardest hit we've seen this season, Leon.
Man, if you want to make the traveling squad or get on, that's how you do it on special teams. You know what I mean?
I love it. I love it, absolutely. Go down and hit somebody. Anthony Chaplin, welcome to the broadcast, young man. I like it. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 7-yard line for the Generals. Here's an inside give. No, he's going to keep it. Rolling out to the right. The quarterback for the Generals is number 8. That's Jameer Martin. He's a sophomore quarterback. First time saying his name. He's running the ship for the Generals tonight. Once again, that's Jameer Martin.
Flag flying.
Tackle for the Hornets is by number 7, Jaden Oates, the senior defensive end. And I don't know, do we have an injured player over there? Looks like we do. We've also got a penalty flag on the play. Jaden Oates made a hard tackle over there in the far corner.
Look like it might be unsportsmanlike on us for something.
Well, you know, it wouldn't be a Hornet game if we didn't have to play that 11 and the other 5 to 7 or 9, however many they have on their official staff. Always the way we like to do it. 4 minutes and 24 seconds left in the first quarter. Let me take a moment or two to talk about some of our wonderful sponsors, if I can get to it. A little discombobulated tonight, Hornet fans, but I'm going to get it together. It's homecoming. I've been kicking it over there at the tailgate too long, Leon. I think I had some of that Hornet punch or something. But we want to give it up to our sponsors, the Greenwood Chamber, Justice for Greenwood, S&R Compression, Kate Jones with Keller Williams Realty Advantage, Fat Phillies, R&R Construction and Investors, Trent Alexander and Raised the Roofing, Aaron Campbell, class of 1994, Brian Smith of State Farm, the Mayo Center, Raising Cane's Chicken. These are just a few of our sponsors. We'll talk about some more of them, but I always got to mention the Booker T. Washington Hornet Booster Club. Here's a snap, throwback on the right far side, but he's going to be taken down immediately. Coming up from the cornerback spot looks like number 7. Number 7 for the Hornets is Jaden Oates. That's the defensive end. He basically got 2 yards up the field and was able to snuff out exactly what was going on. Jaden Oates was able to come up and make the tackle. Leon, here's what I got for you. I want you to tell me, it's homecoming, right? I want you to tell me, what is your most memorable game as a Hornet, either as a player or a game you came to? Most memorable game. We're going to set it up. Here's a run by U.S. Grant, running back trying to get to the outside, big back. He's hit and hit hard. Number 33 is the ball carrier for U.S. Grant. Number 33 is Isaiah Martin, and he's running
hard by Overstreet, number 24.
Dalen Overstreet came up from that safety position, and he put a lick on him to hit him out of bounds. But there's going to be a flag on the play, a hold. It's going to go against the Generals. Going to back him up. That play started at 3rd and 8 from the 9-yard line of the U.S. Grant Generals. They're going to have to replay 3rd down if the Hornets take the penalty, and that's going to back them up. Obviously, they're going to be behind the sticks. I'm gonna let you think about it.
I got it though. Man. I really, when you said that, so our senior year, Kel Gundy, with Mike Gundy's brother, plays for Midwest. We'll talk about that.
We gonna talk about that because that game came up quite a bit. Yeah. That game came up quite a bit. Yeah. 4th down and 5 from the 12. Here's a snap and fumble. Ball's on the ground. Going to be picked up and retrieved by the Hornets. Somebody strike up the band. 62. That's big number 62, Dario Green. Touchdown, Hornets. We did not possess the football, but that is the 3rd touchdown of the night for the Hornets. 3 minutes and 36 seconds in the first quarter. Dario, let me say it again. Dario Green, touchdown, Hornets. Well, the 4th touchdown of the night. Scoop and score for Dario Green. Hornet fans were on the board once again. So as we're waiting for the extra point, we're talking about 1989, correct? 1989. Hold us down, kick us up, and it's good. Dylan Carpenter makes the score now 28-0 with 3 minutes and 35 seconds. Hornets 28, U.S. Grant General 0. So let's go ahead and set this game up. It's 1989, and I remember this game, so I'm going to help you out a little bit. Midwest City they were ranked third in the country, but were the visiting team that came here to Booker T because the game was here at S.E. Williams. Playoff game.
Thanksgiving weekend.
Talk about it.
The campus was like USC. The campus was like Michigan.
Okay.
The campus was like Dallas Cowboys Stadium and over there in Arlington.
Against the Washington Redskins.
Against something like that up here at the High.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Standing room only. The streets was packed.
Yes, sir.
The north side was shut down.
Yes, sir.
And Kel Gundy came up in here. They was ranked number 3 in the country.
That's right.
They came up in the High.
That's right. You guys were, Booker T was number 2 in the standings. But Midwest City was ranked 3 in the nation. So go ahead, set it up.
Man, they came over here with all the hype, and of course, we've been talking about. We were offended by that because we must protect this house.
Yes, sir.
And indeed, we did.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What was the final score? Booker T won, knocked them out of the playoffs.
Knocked them out. It was like 28-7 when we shut it down. Yep. It was live.
Now I'm gonna give you 2 plays in that game because I came to that game. We're waiting on Dylan Carpenter to kick off. 28-0 Hornets. Here's a nice, good boot, nice deep kick. Going to be received by U.S. Grant number 11. He calls a fair catch. Fair catch taken by Raymond Hayes. He's a senior wide receiver. Now, here's the thing, Leon. That particular night, the temperature dropped quickly into the evening. It was a nice day that day, but the temperature dropped. I think it might have been in the 50s, but the crazy thing about it got to be very windy right before kickoff. I don't know if you remember this, but this is what made the lore what it was. Second quarter, Booker T is up. I remember Midwest City is driving. They're driving south to north. Need to put points. I don't think Midwest City has scored. Kel Gundy cranks. I think it might have been from Booker T's 45-yard line. He cranks a rope down the left-hand side into the wind, and it cut the wind. Here's a big sack by the Hornets to take the quarterback for U.S. Grant down, and that's Mr. Cheerio. Let me get it right. Cheerio Perry on the sack, number 21. He is having a big night. Mr. Jeremiah Parry, a.k.a. Cheerio, his second sack of the night. But Gundy unleashes this bomb into the wind, showed off the arm strength. I think they ended up getting a field goal out of that particular drive to put points on the board. But that woke y'all up because y'all came out right out of the locker room and scored and basically put the foot down on them and was like, no, not here, not tonight. Y'all can talk all this smack if you want to.
Mr. Gundy that night.
Second down and 18 from their own 3-yard line. We're going to have a timeout for the U.S. Grant Generals. But, that was a big one, Leon. That was a big – you had Garrick McGee at quarterback, who ended up going to be the quarterback at Oklahoma, versus Kel Gundy, who also ended up going to OU. Kel Gundy, Mike Gundy's younger brother. The battle of 2 quarterbacks who were undoubtedly the class of at that position in the state of Oklahoma for a number of years. Something else I want to bring up, I can't think since that particular game and those two quarterbacks that we've had in the state of Oklahoma, 2 Division I quarterbacks that faced off in a game against each other.
Yeah, that was rare. You don't see it a lot.
You don't see it a lot. You don't see it a lot.
Classes of 1981.
Want to hit some more of our sponsors. We've got Rooted in the Kitchen by Summer Wilson, Tyler Lockett of the Lockett Foundation, Darian Hall, class of 1997, the Tulsa Fire Department, Advanced Orthopedic, Westview Pharmacy, and all the local churches supporting the Hornet family. And I cannot forget Ebony and Leon Skillins of Amazing Skills Counseling Services. Hornet fans, these are our sponsors that make this possible. Definitely want to give it up to all of them. Here's 2nd and 18. Pass out here to the near side through the hands of number 13 for U.S. Grant. Pass was intended for. That's Montre McGluckdrich. Wide receiver. Seems like every time I say it, Leon, it's getting worse and worse. But that's Montre McGluckdrich intended for. Pass goes through his hands. Going to bring up 3rd down and 18 for the U.S. Grant Generals, and they're backed up to their 3-yard line. Here just after this play, Hornet fans, I'm going to tell you about my most memorable Booker T game. And this was difficult for me, but I got to tell you a game that still gives me goosebumps every time I think about it coming up. And I think several of you Hornet fans will also remember this game. Quarterback for U.S. Grant throws the screen pass, and he's going to be hit immediately and taken down for the safety, looking to see exactly who's on the tackle.
They're giving him forward progress.
They're going to give him forward progress. Well, I don't know how he was progressing out of the end zone, but taken down immediately for the Hornets, for the U.S. Grant General by the Hornets. Going to bring up 4th down for the Generals. They're going to be punting from deep inside their end zone. Back deep is number 24, Dalen Overstreet. We're going to see if they're able to get this punt off.
Back receive for the Hornets, number 24, Dalen Overstreet.
Overstreet is deep. U.S. Grant with the play clock down to 12 seconds. I got a good one for you, Leon. I'm going to see if you remember this particular game. I'm going to set the scene for you. Snap is back. It's high. He's able to get it off. It's a short kick. Going to be fielded by Overstreet. He's definitely going to field it. He muffs it. The ball is loose, picked up by number 82, who tries to get outside and get upfield, but he's going to be immediately taken down. But we're already going to be in the red zone of the U.S. Grant Generals. Dalen Overstreet tried to receive the kick, but he muffed it, but picked up. But we also have a penalty flag. I didn't see them back there, Leon. You got to tell me about when them hankies are out there.
I missed it too.
We're going to have a roughing the kicker penalty against the Hornets. We had a good rush on is what we had and got in there. I mean, the Hornets were attempting to block the kick. I don't think that there was anything where they ran into the kicker. It's almost like the kicker finishing the kick came into the rush. So with that penalty, but no, the penalty is being picked up. The penalty is being picked up. There's no penalty of roughing the kicker. It's being waved off. I know what I saw, and I got my glasses on, Hornet fans. I saw the Hornets just trying to get in there and block the kick, not rough the kicker. So the Hornet offense is hurriedly getting onto the field. We got 2 minutes and 35 seconds left in the first quarter. Your Hornets with a lead of 28-0 over the U.S. Grant Generals. It's homecoming, Hornet fans. The band is in full effect. The place is lively. Let me take a look down there. The stands here on the home side are filling in nicely. We have multiple classes that are here tonight celebrating their homecoming, reunions, and the like. Lots going on. We'll have Hornets down at Lefties after the game. No players. The players will be partying at the school. There is a school dance tonight, Leon, in the cafe.
It's going down all over North Tulsa, y'all.
Here's Levi Brooks, Mr. Deuce, with a pass out to the right. The pass is complete to number 88, Braxton Daniel. And there's that guy. He breaks a tackle. He's into the end zone. Somebody strike up the band because it's a touchdown for the Hornets. Braxton Daniel gets into the end zone, and that young man is constantly oozing with confidence. That's Braxton Daniel for the touchdown from Mr. Deuce, number 2, Levi Brooks. Once again, a Hornet possession, and once again, a Hornet touchdown. Leon, you talked about it, and hey, that's 4 touchdowns tonight by the offense, 1 by the defense.
And it's always good, you know, what's Burger King's motto, have it your way. It's always good when we can have it our way. And you know what? It's week 7, right? And unfortunately, Grant is on the schedule, and the Hornets are having their way right now, which is a good thing. We need it.
But more than anything, this is to get the momentum as we head deeper and deeper into district play. And let me take the time to introduce you to another Hornet. And the Hornet I want to introduce you to right now is number 30, Dylan Carpenter. He is a sophomore at 5'9", 143 pounds. He is the kicker. Mr. Dylan Carpenter is inspired by his father. His worst heartache or challenges that he's faced are ankle and knee injuries that he's had in his career. His hero is his grandfather. He's played soccer for 4 years, and he also did competitive cheerleading for a year. His hope is to make it through high school with his high school career with no other injuries. He's Dylan Carpenter and is doing his best in every way to make it somewhere and be successful in the future. That's number 30, the kicker, Dylan Carpenter. And I'd also like to introduce you to 2026 sophomore Davion Durham. He's 5'7", 146 pounds. He's a cornerback. He wears number 19, Davion Durham. He's inspired by his family because they make up and work their tails off so he can do the same. Biggest challenge he's faced is being short as a defensive back because it's hard to contest jump balls at his height. His hero is his mom because she's always there for him and she helped him to get where he is today. That's number 19, Davion Durham. Here's a return by the Generals. Immediately taken down, looks like by number 4 for the Hornets. That's Zypel Meeks. He's a senior wide receiver defensive back. So let me set it up for you, Leon. Here's the game that resonates the most with me in Hornet lore. The year is 1985. Hornets' first round playoff game here at home, S.E. Williams versus the Bartlesville Bruins, who had the running back, a gentleman I know well, Mr. Mitch Nash. Fourth quarter, Hornets are down. Less than 2 minutes to go in the game. Let me set it up for you. The Hornets start from the south end, headed north. The quarterback is none other than my homeboy, Mr. Melvin Gillum. 4 consecutive passes here to the near side to Dan Bitson. Y'all know him. Y'all love him, Mr. Dan Bitson. On the 5th pass, after lulling the Bartlesville Bruins to sleep, here's a deep pass that's going to be intercepted by Dalen Overstreet. Got a flag down. Overstreet getting to the right side over the right hash. Cuts it back. Now he's going to cut back to the left side, looking for a block, looking to get to pay dirt. One man to beat. Dalen Overstreet, touchdown, Hornets. We've got a flag on the play. I'd like to say strike up the band, but I don't know if this is going to be pass interference. Wonderful run back by Dalen Overstreet to take it to the house. He ran 75 yards, and 50 of it was from side to side.
That'll be brought back.
Yeah, pass interference on that.
Pass interference is going to be assessed against the Hornets to give the Generals a first down. Because I'm trying to think, is that a spot foul with the new rules?
But like you said, nice run back by
Overstreet.
So yeah, definitely was a nice run back, but unfortunately it didn't count this time.
Didn't count, huh?
Yeah.
only in his lungs. So that pass interference penalty is a spot foul. Gonna be the deepest penetration that the U.S. Grant Generals have had here tonight. We've got 2 minutes and 6 seconds left in the first quarter. Your Hornets 35, Generals 0. With the penalty, it's going to bring the ball out to the Generals' 36-yard line, where they're going to have their first down of the night. Here's an inside give, but trying to cut to the left, trying to get to the boundary. Lots of pursuit, but he's able to get out there. Nice form tackle by number 11. On the tackle for the Hornets is Darion Overstreet. Number 20, the ball carrier for U.S. Grant, is Joshua Green. And Joshua Green got some wheels on him, Leon.
Nice run to get outside and get his shoulders, turn north and south, and to get positive yards on
that young man ran that sweep and got himself going upfield. But he's going to be taking down a good hard hit by Darion Overstreet, who came from the opposite side of the field and put a good lick on Green. Going to bring up 2nd down and 10, no gain on the play. Well, we haven't marked it off yet. Is there a penalty?
Is it me or is this a long first quarter, though?
It's a long first quarter. That's why we telling stories, baby. So as I was saying, Melvin Gillum throws 3 out routes to Dan Bitson here on the near side, basically lulling the Bartlesville Bruins to sleep. We're moving the ball down the field, down by 4, need a touchdown. 5th play of the drive. Melvin Gillum drops back, looks left, pumps left, throws to his right to none other than Michael Davis, who falls into the end zone. Touchdown Hornets. The Hornets move on and play for a state championship, winning against the Moore Lions. But in a tight-fought game in the first round against Bartlesville, it took a late drive to win the game for Booker T against the Bartlesville Bruins. I was a freshman. It was probably the most intense game I've ever seen. Even games that I was a part of, that one sticks with me to this day. Melvin Gillum to none other than Michael Davis.
Man, we got a plethora of them stories, don't we?
Man, that was in Hornet lore. It goes something like this. There was a timeout on that drive where Michael Davis came to the huddle and said, "They can't guard me. They can't guard."
That sounds like Jamar Chase. Today's equivalent, I'm always open.
And if you knew Michael Davis the way most of us knew Michael Davis, he meant it. They can't guard me.
Yeah.
2nd down and 9 for the Generals. Quarterback is going to tuck it and run. He's going to get some positive yards, but finally be taken down. That's the quarterback for the Generals, number 8, Jameer Martin. First quarter finally winding down. Less than a minute, 35-0 Hornets. Several Hornets are in on the play.
Big number 75, Muscle Man Gray.
And once again, in there on the tackle, he calls himself Muscle Man. I call him the Baba Yaga, Joseph Graves. To every opponent, he is the boogeyman.
And he's only a freshman.
9th grader, Hornet fans. Here's a snap looking to his right. Big rush, now steps up in the middle, tries to run, trying to get outside. Big rush on the play, finally taken down once again by number 4. Number 4 for the Hornets is Zypel Meeks. Welcome to the party, Mr. Meeks. And also number 7, Jaden Oates was the tackler on that particular play. And at the end of the first quarter, it's your Booker T. Washington Hornets 35, the U.S. Grant Generals 0. So, Leon, something I want to talk about, man. As I was just mentioning, it has been a long time since we've seen for any school, especially here on the east side of the state, to have a Division I quarterback prospect. Now, here in the city of Tulsa, a lot of people talk about the young man out at Union who's got multiple Division I offers. But my question to you is, why do you think, as a former offensive player like myself, why do you think that this part of the state hasn't produced a lot of high-caliber quarterbacks?
That's a good question. I believe that really there haven't been any that's been really raw or been at the position that are legitimate quarterback. A lot of these guys are athletes forced to play quarterback, you know.
Okay.
And right now we just haven't been able to produce any like legitimate guys who play the position and play it like, you know, like they're supposed to be in that position. So it's just my little take on it. I don't know. It's a good question, though.
I mean, to look back, I think the highest recruited young man that we had here for Booker T was Cordell Grundy, who went to UTSA. But you know, we just haven't seen kids at that position come through and be that type of talented guy. So right now in the stadium, they are honoring the Booker T. Washington Hornet class of 1973 football team. The first class that played after integration was done here at Booker T. They're celebrating their 50th anniversary. Coach Lamar Burks, a member of that team. That is Lamar Burks, who is the Hornet historian, the curator of the Booker T. Washington Athletic Museum here on the campus. Most of y'all would know it as a historical building, or the old school, as a lot of people like to say. We're at the beginning of the second quarter. U.S. Grand Generals 4th and 9 from Booker T's 44-yard line. Quarterback going to tuck it and run it, trying to get to the right, but he's going to be pulled down. Nice one-on-one tackle right there by the Hornets. Going to give the ball over to the Hornets after 4th and 9, and that's just another drive where the defense just steps up as they're supposed to do.
Yes, sir.
So several members of the 1973 team Hornets, the 1973 Hornet team are here and being introduced by Lamar Burks. Either their families or they're here in attendance. This is their 50th anniversary, Hornet fans. Good to see the 73 team here in attendance. Probably one of the most legendary teams to ever wear the orange and black. Mr. Deuce, Levi Brooks, here's an inside give. No, he's going to keep it. Shakes off a tackler. Now he's basically going to be hit and taken down. Going to hopefully get back to the line of scrimmage. Levi Brooks kept that one. He was looking to possibly run the option, but Brooks is going to be denied. Looks like they're going to give him a yard on the carry. And while we have an injured player for the U.S. Grand Generals, we're going to introduce another member of the Hornet team for you. We've talked about him tonight. He's class of 2026, Dario Green. He's a 5'9", 265-pound nose guard and left guard. He is number 62, as I have called his name tonight. Dario Green. He's inspired by his family. His biggest heartache was suffering from a season-ending knee injury previously. His grandfather is his hero. He's played football since he was 3 years old. His hope is to play on a state championship winning team and to get an athletic scholarship. He is a very versatile lineman on both sides of the ball. That's Mr. Dario Green, class of 2026, number 62. Meet the Hornets. Hornet fans, here we are, 11 minutes and 37 seconds left in the second quarter. 35-0, your Hornets over the U.S. Grant Generals. Busted play for the Hornets and going to be taken down. No, we've got a fumble picked up by Dalen Overstreet, and that play didn't have much going on for it from the start. Looked to be a little bit of indecision between Levi Brooks and Micah Sweetfeet Washington and Karan Ross as to who was to get the ball that time.
So in week 7 at this point, our offense don't have any advantages to be celebrating a 35-0 lead. What we got to do is we got to keep building off of what we're doing
and be dominant.
Show some consistency, some domination.
Yes.
To play, we're playing catch up now as it relates to what we're looking like as a football team on offense.
Hornets up behind the sticks, 3rd and 14. Brooks is looking to his left-hand side. Pass is complete to one of his primary targets, number 24, Jalen Overstreet. Pass is complete. Overstreet tries to make a move, but he's taken down. Overstreet going to get a few. Hornets are still behind the chains, and we have a situation where it looks like, Leon, for the first time tonight, the offense has to punt.
Man, you know, the goal was to score on every possession. But like I said, we got to punt on this one. But, hey, 35-0 is a comfortable.
No, well, we were talking about the efficiency that the offense needs to score every possession. That was a possession right there. 3 plays, we didn't gain much yards. I mean, it's 4th down and 8. We gained 2 whole yards on that possession. We lost yards. We were in reverse. And that's one of those things that our offense needs to get better. Coach Jonathan Brown is going to call a timeout. And as I was talking to Coach Brown this week, Leon, one of the things that he was talking about is that the youth of this team is needing to basically start stepping up, and the sophomores can no longer play like sophomores. They're needing to understand and recognize that nobody's going to feel sorry for them. They've got to step up and start playing, you know, to the standard of Hornet football. And you and I both know what that standard is, and it's one of these things where, you know, we're this deep into the season, these young men have to understand and accept, you know, where they are. Nobody's going to give them anything.
And I mean, to say it so eloquently, what you're saying is you got to go from bumblebees to Hornets right away, right?
Quickly, absolutely. Because you've got, so many young men that we've called tonight that are sophomores. In many situations, these will be young men that we'd be playing on a JV squad. They're sophomores, and these young men are thrown into the fire to play in a varsity game.
And speaking on that, when you're talking about memories, I had a chance when we were on the yard earlier. I was talking to R.W. McQuarters, and I saw Dominic Alexander. And let's let the truth be known up here at the Hive. One thing about when you play football up here on the Hive is that you got to be willing to wait your turn, if that makes sense to you. I mean, you can leave here and go start anywhere in the state of Oklahoma, but when you come to Booker T, because there's so many athletes, sometimes you got to wait your turn. And we were just talking about that. Think about that, how many athletes come through here where some guys are just not patient enough to wait their turn. They transfer out and go start elsewhere. But when you wait your turn and you get your time,
you got to go shine. You got to go. It's like a diamond. It's like the pressure makes the stone turn into a diamond, but it takes that time for that pressure to turn the stone into a diamond.
And that's one thing we can boast about the Hive is it's built rich with a lot of great athletes that come through here, man. I mean, it's really unfair to start naming names.
From a historical standpoint, sometimes I have a hard time to even start naming names. I've got a mom who used to teach here. We're talking about the Bo Tigers, the Winesberries, the Reuben Gants. Just talking to Coach Burks, the 73 team, Barons that played quarterback. I mean, I played golf with a guy who's a 1979 graduate. U.S. Grant is going to be back to pass, and there the Baba Yaga. And half a sack goes to number 21. That's Maya Perry once again on the sack with number 75, Joseph Graves. And those two gentlemen are having a big night. But absolutely, you talk about legends. Legends have played here, man.
And when we were talking about those guys, like, you know what? That's right. Like, you could get on the field, but you had to put it down and you had to wait your turn because it was starter after starter after starter fighting for his chance to get his name called or to get that opportunity to get on the field up here.
Everybody wanted to hear Night Train say their name. You know what I'm saying? There have been arguments going on. I've heard football players say, but Night Train said my name. Here's a cutback. Going to be wrestled down by multiple Hornets. The play started at 3rd down and 15 from the U.S. Grant 22-yard line. Running back tried to come left, but he's taken down quickly. This Hornet defense has definitely been aggressive and stingy tonight. Got to talk about the man patrolling the middle, number 7, Jaden Oates. Jaden Oates has also been having a big night tonight, Leon. Seeing him on multiple tackles.
Some celebratory fireworks celebrating homecoming 2023.
3rd down and 12 from the 25-yard line for the Generals. Quarterback looks back to his left. Now he's going to try to run. He's dropping back, going to be able to evade the rush, trying to get outside, but he's immediately taken down. Is that number 9? Is that Devin Crawford, Leon? I know it's not number 8. I keep seeing the number looks like number 8, but that's Takari Bethel, who is out tonight. That's number 9. Devin Crawford,
that's 9.
A senior defensive end for the Hornets. We've got some fireworks going off on the other side of the Nathan E. Harris Fieldhouse in celebration for homecoming. 8 minutes and 14 seconds left in the second quarter. Flag down. Looks like we're going to have, a horse collar tackle. And that's going to give U.S. Grant their second first down of the night, Leon, and that's something you don't want to have happen. So horse collar tackle assessed against the Hornets will give U.S. Grant a first down. We didn't see that. Here's the quarterback looking back, but he's going to tuck it and run, gets it to the right, and he's going to slide down and give himself up. Getting close to midfield. That was a 1st down and 10 play. U.S. Grant quarterback. I'm not sure, Leon, if he's not seeing the field or these are designed runs. I haven't been looking into the secondary enough. He's dropping back on every play, but it doesn't look like he intends very much to actually throw the football. we haven't seen him attempt to pass downfield tonight.
Man, I mean, I don't know what to tell you because, like I said, it just doesn't look. It doesn't look like they. I don't have any words to say. Right, they just don't look like they have anything going for them as well. So.
Hornet fans, let me see if I can find some other scores while we have a timeout on the play, on the field. See what scores we have going around the state tonight. Here we have in 6A2 tonight the Glenpool Warriors 0, the Sapulpa Chieftains 34 in the second quarter. The Lawton Wolverines are losing to the Deer Creek Antlers 28-0 in the first quarter. The MacArthur Highlanders and the Midwest City Bombers are 0-0 at the second quarter. And no score from Tahlequah. The Muskogee Roughers, who the Hornets play next week, 0. The Tahlequah Tigers, 0.
You know, Muskogee, when we talked about them in previous times, they have good teams, but it's almost kind of like an illusion sometimes. They just don't play up to their record, though. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
Fire,
sometimes you play down to the competition, and that's something you never want to do. So it's going to be 2nd down and 10 for the Generals. Here's an inside give, but he's trying to bring it left, tries to cut back, and he's immediately snowed under and taken down to the ground hard by the Baba Yaga, Joseph Graves, who wrapped him up and took him down hard. The ball carrier for the U.S. Grant Generals was number 20, Joshua Green, taken down for a big loss. And let me tell you, once Joseph Green gets his hands on you, you're going to feel it. There's also a flag on the play, going to be a hold against the Generals. That's going to back them up. So what was 2nd down and 10? Going to see if the Hornets are going to take that penalty or not. They are. This is going to back the Generals up even further. They're going to replay 2nd down, but it looks like it's going to be 2nd and 20 from the General 32-yard line. We're in the second quarter, 7 minutes and 40 seconds left. Generals are backed up now, actually 2nd and 21. Here's a snap, looking to his right. Now he's going to step up right, and he's immediately hit and wrapped up. Looks like the ball was stripped from him. Don't know if the Hornets are able to recover. The quarterback actually kept running, but the ball had been stripped and was on the ground. Looks like a U.S. Grant offensive lineman number 64, Dwight Esslinger, a freshman offensive lineman. He's able to recover for the Generals, so they're able to maintain possession, but they are definitely behind the sticks once again. It's going to be 3rd down now. A loss on the play, going to be 3rd and 22 from the General 27-yard line. 2 wide receivers here to the near side, 1 to the far side, looking left, and the quarterback just sits down.
BP, what you say, dude?
Yeah, he just kind of sat down in the pocket that time. Gonna take the sack and just gonna give himself up. That's gonna bring up 4th down. I'm not sure that the U.S. Grant quarterback, Hornet fans, is seeing downfield. The young man seems to be quite rattled with that Hornet pass rush, and on that one right there, he was like, "Look, fellas, I'm here to play for another day. And right now is not the time to be a hero." So here's a punt. It's hit and kicked into a U.S. Grant player, which is going to be immediately down. 2 plays in a row where I haven't seen plays like this have happened. The Hornets are going to take possession of their 5th possession of the night. The ball was kicked into number 60 for U.S. Grant. That's Cordier Bradley.
BP, I mean, you just kind of like you said, you kind of like you see it, and what we see, and then you just said, I haven't seen nothing like this. So, Hornet fan, we apologize when we in here giggling, but when you're sitting up high and you're looking at this is what we
That's
literally
rough.
are seeing, you guys.
That's rough stuff right there.
Yeah.
Punter kicked it into his up back.
We
Yeah, you can't make that one up. He kicked it into the up back, and the up back went ahead and downed it.
Yes, we want to let y'all know we're not making this up, Hornet fans.
Mr. Deuce puts Overstreet Darion in motion. Snap was high. Looks like Levi Brooks is going to be able to recover it, but this is not the time to start playing down to the competition. I mean, this is
not time to stay with the script.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we're in the red zone. You get a fumble recovery. You know, this is the definite time. No matter who you're playing, you want to go ahead and punch it in because you've got to get yourself prepared for times in games where you really need it, that you get a fumble recovery and you take it into the end zone.
Totally agree with you.
5 minutes and 58 seconds in the second quarter. The Hornet offense, Hornet fans for the last two possessions has stalled out a little bit as they started out quick and hot, but here we've got a change at the quarterback position. Looks like Karan Ross will be in the Wild Hornet formation, but we've got a timeout on the field, a second one of the night for Coach Jonathan Brown, and we haven't seen the Wild Hornet for several weeks, but it's good to see Mr. Karan Ross being the versatile player that he is. Man, but that's interesting.
I mean, why not give him some reps, though, because he did play well when Brooks was out against McLean, and this is live action on Friday night, so let's see what he can do just in case Brooks does go down and you're getting Karan some quality reps.
So here's the next question I have to ask for you. Hornet fans are always debating this. Of all the guys you played with, Leon, who was that guy at the time that you were here? Who was that guy that you played with? And even as a teammate, you were like, that boy bad.
Of 1966.
That was me.
1966.
I got to put you on the spot.
Class of 19, we're still here.
Man, I mean, if you're going to put me on the spot, we got to go with Levi, that man Moore.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, you used to change direction and wheel that Delta 88 when he would change possession.
And Levi, remember, I don't know if you know, but that year he was recruited by everybody in the country.
UCLA was after him hard. Yes, yes.
And he turned it down not because it was like he was being weird, but he at a point in his life he was on something else. You know what I mean? And he chose that over football, but he was that dude.
Yep. I remember Levi Moore, remember Levi well, remember watching Levi play. I mean, was a physical run, but the thing about Levi, he could run away from you. Levi could run away from you besides running through. Oh, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So here's a pitch out to the left to Micah Sweetfeet Washington, who cuts it back at the 5, cuts it back once again, and somebody strike up the band. Micah Sweetfeet Washington, touchdown Hornets. That's another offensive possession that leads to a touchdown. Second of the night for Micah Sweetfeet Washington. Hornets 41, U.S. Grant Generals 0. Nice run by Michael Washington on that play, Leon. Nice run.
They still got it going on. They got a lot of energy.
I just got word here in the press box. The homecoming barbecue cook-off winners for this year. The class of 1988 won the homecoming barbecue cook-off contest. Congratulations to my class, the class of 1988. There's not one thing we can do.
Is there any barbecue left that we can try and say what it is? You know, we hadn't tasted it yet to really put the finishing touch.
But 1986 turned in some raw ribs.
Go on and say it on there. Let them know. Joe up here letting us know, so tell them what happened with 86.
I'm not a witness to it, so I can't comment on it. I can't comment on it. 5 minutes and 5 seconds left in the second quarter. 5 minutes and 5 seconds left before halftime. Your Booker T. Washington Hornets take a 42-0 lead over the U.S. Grant Generals from Oklahoma City. And it's homecoming, and this homecoming is already a wonderful festivities are underway, and Hornets from far and wide are enjoying the fellowship and this football game tonight. As I peer out over the home stands here at S.E. Williams Stadium, it is wonderful to see how many Hornets have returned. We got a stadium. There is Isaac Bennett.
Isaac Bennett in the house.
Isaac Bennett is in the house.
Of 1988.
Brooks is in the house. We got all these Hornet legends out here in the house.
A lot of them.
There they go. The Brooks boys is in the house.
That's right.
We got these Brooks down here, these Hornet legends.
To the Booker T. Washington class of 2003.
Hornet fans, there's so many Hornets here tonight that we want to recognize and represent for, call out. Once again, we have to thank the Booker T. Washington Booster Club for being our primary host, taking care of us. Dylan Carpenter is able to get a good boot and kick it into the end zone. That's going to be a touchback. We've got a good crowd here tonight, Hornet fans. You know, everybody, Leon, is looking forward to right after halftime to when we had that alumni dance ensemble and alumni majorettes.
Going to get the icy hot out and all that. You know what
the
it is.
alumni cheerleaders, you know, along with the alumni band. Now, I'm not sure who's leading the alumni band. I did see Mr. Elmer Davis tonight, but I am definitely looking to see what that alumni group of dance ensemble is going to look like tonight. Because, like, I didn't say anything about the ice hot. You said that. I want to see if some shaking is going to occur tonight. U.S. Grant from the 20. Here's a give off to the right side, stringing it out. Good Hornet pursuit, taken down by several Hornets. Coming up from the secondary is number 28, which is Kamani Green. Kamani Green comes up from the secondary to basically make the running back have to cut it back, and then he's cut down. Not able to gain any yards. Going to be a loss on the play. Let me see here. Checking everything. 4 minutes and 33 seconds and counting before we get into the half. Still got some fireworks going off here to the south of the Nathan E. Harris Fieldhouse. 2nd and 14 for the Grant Generals. Here's a give, trying to get into the middle of the field, hit by number 7 for the Hornets. That's Jaden Oates on the tackle. Let me go ahead and give a shout out, a real shout out.
Of 1987.
Let me give a shout out to this year's Miss Hornet, Miss Sanaya Moore, and Mr. Hornet, none other than Jaden Owens of the football team. That's right, Jaden Owens of the football team is Mr. Hornet this year, Leon. Congratulations to Miss Sanaya Moore, Miss Hornet 2023, and Jaden Owens, Mr. Hornet 2023. That's right.
It's always good to have a football player to represent Mr. Hornet.
Hey,
you know?
hey, we talking about Jaden Owens, baby. Mr. Hornet, Jaden Owens. That's right, Mr. Hornet, Jaden Owens. He is number 35, is also Mr. Hornet this year. And in the stadium, it is now being announced that the class of 1988 won the barbecue cook-off. So, I mean, all I can say is I'm a class of 88 member, and we're gonna have to go ahead and pop a collar tonight. We gotta.
Well, y'all, it's barbecue gonna be all over Tulsa tonight. 88 gonna be talking noise tonight.
Cash noise.
The other winners out there tonight.
So it's gonna be 3rd down and 13 for the U.S. Grant Generals. Here, 2nd quarter, halftime coming up. We're gonna have some Hornet alums come up here to talk to you. Here for some Hornet alums from far and wide. And I'm talking about folks that haven't been in town in a long time. I got some surprises for some folks tonight. Quarterback dropping back. Now he's rushed and running. Reverses his field. Almost into the end zone. Now he's going to get into the middle of the field. Trying to break left again, but he's taken down. That's that man, the Baba Yaga, Joseph Graves. You may run, but you can't hide from the Baba Yaga. Joseph Graves on the tackle.
He said he thought it was Mahomes.
Quarterback number 8 for the Grant Generals is Jameer Martin. He did a whole lot of running, while Joseph Graves did a little bit of catching up and a whole lot of tackling. Coming up, Hornet fans, we're going to see the T-Connection band as they make their way to the field. Here's a punt. It's going to be another short punt. It's going to hit. The punt is picked up.
To the house.
Trying to get to the house. Going to walk that dog is number 19. I've talked about him earlier, Hornet fans. That's Davion Durham. I introduced you to him. He picked up the short punt, and he was looking for pay dirt. He almost got home, but he's going to be taken down inside the 10-yard line of the Grant Generals. And with 3 minutes left in the half, the Hornets are looking to put additional points on the board. We haven't scored on every possession. We've missed scoring on 2 different possessions tonight. But the Hornets once again looking to put it in the pay dirt. Going to be 1st and goal, 1st and 8 from the 8 Hornet fans.
But you know, BP, let's go back to like this homecoming atmosphere. One of the best in the country, though, man. I mean, you know, I don't know if you guys have ever had a chance, Hornet fans out there on YouTube listening, but if you ever had a chance to experience Touchdown Hornets, but if you ever had a chance to experience this thing, it's one of the best in the country because our home games is live, but the homecoming tonight, we got a lot of reunions here tonight, man.
That's right. Off the right side, Karan Ross. Somebody strike up the band. Touchdown Hornets. But you're absolutely right, Leon. And what I want to talk about is, Hornet fans, I love that you're watching us here. We want you to always to continue to watch us. We're going to bring Hornet football to you. But the atmosphere of homecoming has really, really grown over the last 10 years. I have to give a lot of credit to our principal, Dr. Woolridge. The area in between the old school and the new school, which they call the commons area, the yard, the commons. I mean, you're talking about multiple classes that get tents and congregate and cook. You know, different people coming together to sell, you know, Hornet memorabilia, shirt, fellowship, music is playing. You know,
hugs,
everybody's representing
kisses, high fives.
The different classes. You know, nobody's going to be petty if your high school crush has put on a few pounds. Put your hands around their neck and let her know that you still love her. You know what I'm saying, Leon? That's what it's all about, baby.
Yeah,
let her know, girl, you look good. Won't you back that thing up?
What's your name again?
What's your maiden name? Who your people is?
Yeah. Don't I remember you?
That's the one. That's the one. Yeah. Don't I know you from somewhere?
Yeah. But y'all, they up there from 1957 all the way up until 2024.
Absolutely.
The Hornets is in the house, y'all.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's a great night for football, too, Hornet fans. I mean, we got the band getting ready to hit the field. We got, like you said, the alumni that's got the courage to get back on the field. I mean, it's some of everything in the house tonight. Class of '88 with my man Joe Deere. He feeling good tonight. Yeah. They champions on all levels. They won the barbecue cook-off.
Current temperature, Dylan Carpenter kicks off 1 minute and a half. The Generals are still on the blank side of the scoreboard, as it should be on homecoming, 49-0. Hornets are leading. Once again, several starters are in on that defensive line. Here on the near side is number 21, Jeremiah Perry. He's been having a stellar night tonight. Generals are trying to get set with 8 seconds left on the play clock. Here's an inside give, but immediately wrapped up by number 33 for the Hornets. In there is Demetrius Frazier. And Frazier is assisted by number 75, Joseph Graves. The Baba Yaga. 8K8 muscle man. That's a freshman, man. That's a freshman.
Man, it's impressive, man. I mean, like I said, we talking about him for the next 3 years, 4.
Sure. That young man has a bright future ahead of him. And we talk about put on a few inches and get deep in the weight room, and the ceiling is nowhere near close to being touched for that young man. Here's a second down play. Ball is loose. Scoop and score picked up by Jeremiah Perry.
Second, ain't it?
That's first touchdown of the year, but a scoop and score for Cheerio Perry. Somebody cue the band.
All over the place
touchdown
tonight,
Hornets.
We've called his name a lot tonight.
Hornets on the board. That is Cheerio Perry on the scoop and score after the quarterback. Cheerio is able to be at the right place at the right time and put 6 on the board. The score with 1 minute and 58 seconds left in the half. Your Booker T. Washington Hornets 55.
55.
The U.S. Grant General 0. And I will go ahead and quote a man of ill repute. They've hung half 100 on him. Before
We need to put
halftime.
80 on them. To be truthful, we need
That's-
to get an 80.
That's a saying from none other than the bootlegger's boy. If you know the state of Oklahoma, you know who said it. But they've hung half 100 on them. Hornet fans, this is what we needed to see here on homecoming for the first score of his career this year. Mr. Jeremiah Perry, a.k.a. Cheerio, with the scoop and score. Dylan Carpenter in, hold his back. It's not going to be a good hold, but running it to try to get in for 2 points is going to be good. Number 14, Brandon Barkey, the backup wide receiver for the Hornets, and he gets over the right side. The 2-point conversion is good with 1 minute and 58 seconds left in the half. Your Booker T. Washington Hornets 57, the U.S. Grant Generals 0. So you talk about Levi Moore and being an offensive lineman, blocking for Levi. Levi, I mean, one of the strengths of Levi, and every running back doesn't have this, but the man ran the cutback so well. I mean, thinking back on that team and at that time, did y'all run a lot of cutback specific plays? Or was that just Leon's instinct?
No, hold on. Listen, I'm going to give you the name of it. We still, every time we see guys in passing, we say 44 and 45 cutback.
Okay.
That was our bread and butter. But Levi Moore was such a blessed
yes.
guy in size, strength, athletic ability. He had it all. I mean, he was equivalent to what we see now in Derrick Henry and Eddie George and Adrian Peterson. That Moore looked like back then. So he was blessed beyond measure at the running back position. And I mean, it was equivalent. And he played safety well too. So he was physical. And I mean, he was just a handful to deal with. And he made our life easier up front. You know, when we were able to – remember I talked about that butt read?
Yes, sir.
He was one of them backs that all he needed was a butt read, and that meant that's where he was going to run the ball up in there, and that was his signal.
Here's a short kick by Dylan Carpenter. It's going to be recovered by the Generals, and they're going to basically scrimmage from the 28, 29-yard line. I have to say during my tenure here, Leon, man, you know, goodness gracious, you know, I played with some absolutely great players. I mean, we're talking about guys like Tony and Reggie Brooks that went on to play at Notre Dame, and Jamal West, who played at the University of Tulsa as a freshman, Dan Bitson and those guys. But, you know, a guy that's always been near and dear to my heart because we played, you know, peewee football together, has to be the tailback Ricky Blocker. I mean, one of the smoothest guys of natural running ability than I've ever been around. I mean, when Rick caught that 58 sweep and got that corner, you talking about walking that dog. Rick, a.k.a. Speedy. Let me tell you, that man right there could put him down.
Heck of an athlete.
Here's number 20 for the Generals trying to get back to the right side, and there is no room over there. Once the Hornets know he has the ball, he's going to come and be corralled and taken down for another loss. Clock running with 1 minute and 45 seconds. Yeah, number 21, Ricky Blocker, could definitely put him down. We ran a lot of options, and it was nothing like seeing our quarterback, Ramon Watkins, basically get that snap, belly that fullback, Michael Napier, read that defensive end and make that pitch. Speedy get that rock, and you talking about floating. Beautiful runner, great athlete, Ricky Blocker, class of 88. Here's another fumble by the U.S. Grant Generals. They're obviously moving in reverse right now. 1 minute left in the half and counting. Hornets are up 57-0. The Generals are absolutely letting the clock run. This is definitely the way that homecoming needs to go. I have no remorse in saying I told the team that their number one goal is to make sure that there's nothing but a goose egg on the east side of the scoreboard. Play clock down at 8, game clock at 30 seconds. Generals with 3rd and 22 from the 22. Snap gets off. Here's a give to number 33. He's immediately hit by multiple Hornets. Ball is loose once again. Looks like the Hornets are going to recover. Everybody's pointing that it's the Hornets' ball. We're waiting for the official signal. No gain on the play, and it is going to be Hornet football. That's the 3rd turnover of the night.
So do the Hornets do we have any class, or do we want to give points right here with 15
Class?
seconds?
Class? As Dr. Class
Class.
say, class is over at 3:35. Class is out at 3:35.
So we got to go score.
This is football. It's time to go score. Is there time on the clock?
Yes, sir.
Do we have a ball?
Yes, sir.
Then let's go score.
You said it.
You know, you don't grade on the curb, and class is over at 3:35.
VP, did I offend you with that one? Can you believe I said something like that?
You had to ask the question. You did the right thing to ask the question. Mr. Deuce Levi Brooks gets the snap.
Oh.
And he's going to take the knee. What have you done, Leo? Is that headset linked in to Coach Jonathan Brown down there?
Hey, you know how it goes. We 55. Now we negotiate with the referees and say run the clock, bro.
So Levi Brooks is going to take a knee here at the end and let the clock expire going into the half. It's your Booker T. Washington Hornets 57, the U.S. Grant Generals Big Blank 0. Welcome to Hornet Homecoming 2023, Hornet fans. We've got some folks coming onto the field. I see Fred Jones. I also see Coach Lamar Burks. We're going to have some festivities. We're going to also have the introduction of Mr. and Mrs. Hornet this evening. We're going to take a quick break and get ourselves set up for homecoming. This is Hornet Football 2023-2024.
The Booker T. Washington National Alumni Association has selected these individuals as our 2023 homecoming honorees. Coach Lamar Burks, starting center on the 1973 state championship football team and coach on the BTW 1984 state championship football team. Coach in Tulsa Public Schools, retired after 30 years of service. Historian for the BTW Athletic Museum. Coach Burks, dedicated to the preservation of the Booker T. Washington traditions established over 100 years ago. Coach Burks' love for the Hornet Nation is forever marked in the Hornet Nation, and he has placed over 250 personal items in the BTW Athletic Museum. Booker T, put your hands together for Coach Lamar Burks. Our next honoree, Mr. Mark Haynes. Mark Haynes, a native Tulsa, graduated from Tulsa Edison High School. He began his coaching career at Booker T in 1982 and taught here for 29 years in total. Subjects taught were chemistry and APIID chemistry. He helped start the Academic Bowl program, which is currently sanctioned by the OSSAA. Haynes stated, "I love the diversity of Booker T and the fellowship of the greatest teachers in Oklahoma." Booker T, put your hands together for Mr. Mark Haynes. Miss Hornet, 1955, Miss Joyce Chapman. Miss Chapman is the first African American to graduate from the University of Oklahoma School of Music. Longtime Tulsa Public School educator, music teacher, counselor, and administrator. Member of the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, Links Incorporated, and Modern Star Baptist Church. Still active and licensed professional counselor, foster parent education, pianist, and choir director. A true voice and freedom fighter for the North Tulsa women and the black community. Booker T, put your hands together for Miss Hornet, 1955, Miss Joyce Chapman. Once again, Coach Lamar Burks Fontaine and Miss Joyce Chapman. Check, check.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to introduce to you the 2023 Homecoming World Court for Booker T. Washington High School. The second attendants, Mr. and Miss Hornet, are Michael Ezel Jr. and Dejan Freeman. Michael Ezel Jr. is the son of Michael and Mary Ezel. He is a member of the varsity football team and a member of African American Society in the community. In the community, Michael is the president of the Youth Usher Board and Junior Deacons at Gethsemane Baptist Church. Following graduation, Michael plans to attend a four-year university. Dejan Freeman is the daughter of David Lee and Latoya Freeman Jones. She is the co-captain of the varsity cheer team and serves as student council president. Dejan is a member of the Team Advisory Board, African American Society, and Orchestra. After high school, Dejan plans to attend a four-year university and major in zoology. Mr. Michael Ezel and Ms. Dejan Freeman. The first attendants for Mr. and Ms. Hornet are Peyton Hillary and Esther Zhu. Peyton Hillary is the son of
Hornet fans, as we watch the homecoming court be introduced on the field, multiple members of the attendance for the 2023 homecoming court, I am pleased. Let me turn this up for you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I am pleased to have sitting next to me for the next few minutes my classmate, member of 1988, fullback, running back, Mr. Michael Napier. Napier.
How's it going? How's it going?
How you doing, my man?
Good, I'm good.
It's good to see you. It's been a long time since you've been in Tulsa, so we're going to get right to it. Michael Napier, class of 88, running back. Well, tell me what you're doing this year, right now, Napier.
Just working, man.
Where you living?
Living in Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay.
You know, taking care of family. That's it.
Got you. So after your time running up and down this field right here, where'd you go to college and play ball?
I went to college in California. Went to a JUCO down there for a couple of years. Then ended up at Southwest Texas State.
Southwest Texas State. Finish up your career there at Southwest Texas State. Still running that route?
Still running that route. You know, didn't get that up, but I still run it. You know, still ran it. You know, it was a wonderful thing.
I hear you. So it's good to have you back. So my first question is homecoming. I know, what was the last time you were here for homecoming?
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm going to put you on the spot tonight.
Man, the last time I was here for homecoming, my oldest daughter was in school.
And that was how many years ago?
Oof, that was 10, 11 years ago.
How many kids do you have?
I have 4.
You have 4, and you're older, 10, 11 years. So this is your first homecoming in 11 years.
11 years, man.
Back here at S.E. Williams, man. Just tell me, what's your thoughts and impressions about the team and what you've seen tonight?
The team look good. You know, they look good.
Tonight.
You know, I done heard they wasn't that good, but they look good tonight.
Well, we entered this game 1-5. It's been a tough season, but you can see the pride and the tradition is still alive. I'm impressed with what Coach Jonathan Brown, another Hornet alum, is doing.
Yes.
This staff, we got a lot of new members on this staff. We've got a very young team, a lot of sophomores out there playing. But it's always good to seeing those black uniforms, especially with these orange lids on tonight.
Yeah, bring back memories.
Great. So let's talk about them memories. Give me the game playing here that sticks in your mind today. 35 years after you graduated from this. I'm going to put you on the spot, baby.
It was a wonderful thing, man. You know, we came up from Carver to here. you know, we played with some greats.
We did. I've been talking about it. I've been talking about it. Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
We played with some greats, so that was a good time, man.
A good time. You know, I said I was talking to Leon on the broadcast tonight. My most memorable game was not a game that I participated in, but it was the game in '85, Booker T versus Bartlesville. Hornets were down.
Yeah.
Melvin Gillum throws 4 passes, four plays to the out route to Dan Bitson.
Yeah.
Basically lulls the Bartlesville Bruins to sleep. On the 5th play, he throws the bomb to the right end zone in the northeast corner to Michael Davis.
Yeah.
Michael Davis falls in the end zone. Hornets win, go on to play in the state championship and win the state championship against the Moore Lions.
But I got another one, you know.
Okay, sure.
When we played in the championship down in Stillwater.
We played with some great players. You know, my guy, it wasn't you. I'm just going to tell you, it wasn't you. The guy that I had to shout out was none other than Ricky Blocker.
Oh.
I mean, you talking about somebody floating.
Yes. But you had Ricky, and then you had David Brooks.
David Brooks. I mean, that was number 2 for me.
Yes.
And the two of us, we played with Dave for, going back to what, 5th grade?
Pop Warner.
Yeah,
You know,
5th grade.
yeah, man,
always a man amongst boys.
Yes, definitely.
Somebody that didn't know his own strength. I never saw David lift a weight till we were maybe junior. I mean, I don't remember lifting weights with David as a sophomore.
We didn't lift weight. You know, we didn't have no weight room. You know, so this probably was his junior year when he started lifting weight. But he was a man amongst boys.
Man amongst boys.
Man amongst boys.
So we got a man amongst boys tonight. I don't know if you've heard about him, but number 75 on the defensive line. He's had several tackles tonight. Number 75, Joseph Graves. This kid is a freshman, Nate Perry.
A freshman?
He's a freshman.
That's amazing.
He's a freshman. I mean, by watching every game this season, we talking about a young man. He definitely doesn't know his own strength. Hasn't formally gotten, into the type of, deep weight training program.
Right.
The ceiling is so high for this kid.
Definitely. He's a freshman, so he got years.
3 years.
He got 3 years to grow. And definitely, he will grow.
I mean, and you got a lot of kids out here. We've got some kids injured tonight. Sophomores. Another young man that's having a big game tonight is number 21, Jeremiah Parry. Coming off of the defensive end spot, he scored his first touchdown tonight. Number 0, Caden McClellan, has a bright, promising future because the kid has a lot of athletic talent. And the quarterback, Levi Brooks, he's having a solid game tonight. These kids they just have to mature and get older. It's really is.
Yeah, well, when you go through a new staff, you get these kind of years where you kind of just drop off. So, we didn't have the best of year our senior year.
Absolutely.
But, we didn't give up too many games, but we got back. So they're going to do the same. They're going to battle. So, year 2, they be back up there.
Somebody I run into, speaking of our senior year, and, last game, the loss we had in Sand Springs, somebody I still run into, he's a member of the coaching staff at Sand Springs, Jay Fleshman. If in 3 years.
It's been a while.
It was good to put my arms around it and hug you. I mean, it's a brotherhood, man. It's just something very special that is part of this school.
It's part of this school.
It's part of this school, but part of this program.
This school has a very high tradition. And everybody's, like I said, it's brotherhood.
Absolutely.
You play here, you become a brother to each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Your mom, did your mom go to Booker T?
She did.
Class of what?
What year was that? Shoot.
I don't know. I figured your mom went to school there. Okay.
Definitely. Basically, my whole family went here.
Okay.
My mom, my uncles, And like I said, my daughter graduated from me, so
absolutely,
it was a family thing. But absolutely, this bring everybody together. It's like family.
Absolutely. Well, man, I'm so glad to spend some time with you. We got to talk. We got to talk off of this microphone. But when I saw you, I was like, one guy I got to get in the booth is none other than Nate Pierre. Coach Alexander was saying.
I don't make it home much anymore, but it's great to come back and see everybody and see familiar faces and see family and friends. That's what it's about.
I love having you here, baby.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you so much.
Yes, sir.
Don't you run away nowhere. You stay right here.
Yes,
we got some other stuff to do. Hornet fans, none other than Michael Napier. Thank you so much, Mr. Napier, for coming up in here. We got some additional Hornets that are from miles away that haven't been in S.E. Williams in a number of years, and I'm bringing over here right now. Gonna let him get onto the headset. I don't know if the headset will fit.
I knew it was going to be some head jokes up here.
But the headset.
Let me tell you something. You know, you cannot contain all this brilliance that I have in this cranium of mine. Not everybody can be this lucky, but you know what? You just keep praying and
you just go jump into it like that, huh?
Keep praying about it. Maybe you can someday get like me.
Well, we need to let everybody know who you are. So, Hornet fans, far and wide. Now to my left is another classmate of mine, but we're talking about a brother. We are truly family. I have to my left, as we see the band, none other than Jeffrey Weber, a member of the class.
We that close, you don't even know my damn name.
You got me so choked up sitting up in here. It's big on big crime. I don't have enough room.
Exactly.
I don't know if we're going to both fit in the screen. Jeff, it's so good to have you up here in the
Glad to be here with you, brother.
So tell the Hornet fans, first of all, class of 88.
Yeah.
After you graduated, tell us how you went and where you ended up.
So I'm for all types of energy in this world. I think there's room and space. But, you know, if I could choose, get you a V8, V12 or something, and guzzle it all up so we can keep fixing on this equipment.
So my first question to you, when was the last time you've been to a Booker T homecoming?
You know, so as I was dropped off and I was walking up, I said, man, I have to come back more often. But I probably haven't been here in over 20, 25 years.
I mean, say
25 years.
Wow.
I celebrate 20 years of marriage next year. I know I haven't been since I've been married.
Okay.
So it's probably been about 25 years or more since I've been. But this is a great experience.
So for you,
it makes us antisocial.
Okay.
I think the real human connection, sitting around, eating some food, talking, reminiscing, joking, talking about all the gray hairs you have, the big head I have. That kind of stuff it just fuels you.
Yep.
And I think that it's an amazing experience.
So, as a former Hornet football player, talking to guys about it, I mean, it's homecoming.
Right.
Seeing this team in the all black with the orange lids, I mean, it brings back memories.
Absolutely.
Man. It brings back memories.
Yeah.
Tell me, for you coming back, some of your memories or some of your vivid memories about wearing that uniform, being here playing in S.E. Williams Stadium.
It's unbelievable, right? You think about all the great coaches, Coach McGee, all the great players that I blocked for.
Okay.
And it's just been when I walked through this stadium, I was looking for the Funky D's. I was waiting for the heading for hot victory. And so all that stuff is when you play here at Booker T. Washington, in particular back in the 80s when we were here, and I guess and throughout the history, you almost want to be in the band. I mean, because they were live.
Because let's set it straight for the Hornet fans. As a player, we had an edict. It was one of those unwritten rules. You better not ever get seen looking up in the stands at the band.
Exactly.
So for 3 years of my high school career,
it was
you heard them. You knew what they were doing, but you couldn't look at them.
It was so dope. I mean, it's like, man, it was like they were the gas.
Yes.
In our engine.
Yes.
And we got out there and they performed.
Yes, sir.
All the great teams, all the great players. Just amazing. I'm just so glad to be a part of it. Just amazing.
Any football memories specifically? Because Leon and I, we've been talking about, I talked about, for me, the most intense game. I'll set it up for you once again. 1985, our freshman year.
Yep.
Booker T versus Bartlesville. Mitch Nash, both
Mitch
of
Nash.
us know. The first round game, Melvin Gillum, 3 or 4 passes to Dan Benson here on the near side, the out routes. Lulled him to sleep. He throws the bomb to Michael Davis in the end zone right over there in that corner. Michael falls into the end zone. We win the game. The team goes on to play for the state championship and wins it.
That's right.
To me, and that's not a game that
as a guy that was in the trenches, and I always remember the big guys like Big E.
Okay. Eric Bennett.
Eric Bennett.
Yep.
I was talking about Williams, Big E.
Yeah, okay.
And so Bennett and all those guys, and the defenses, how strong they were, Liggins, all those guys. I mean, it's just like they're just so incredibly talented.
Yep.
And I remember one of the first games I ever saw. I remember the first for Booker T was when Enid and Booker T played for the championship.
Okay.
Lydell Carr, those guys. Yep. They got us on that day, but it was an amazing just watching the game on TV, the high school ball game on TV. Yep. And I had family in, we were watching. I still remember that memory very vividly.
Well, and I'm glad that you brought that up. So I was having a conversation with Coach Jonathan Brown, Booker T head coach right now. Yeah. Coach Brown is from Wowoka, Oklahoma. Okay. All right? And his dad brought him. He had an aunt that lived here in Tulsa, and he would come up here and see family, similar to like you talking about. Right. He came to the 1989 game, Booker T versus Stillwater. Okay. Leon's most memorable games when Booker T versus Garrick versus Cale Gundy. Okay. To help set it up, Midwest City was ranked 3rd in the nation. They were ranked 3rd in USA Today. Okay. But Booker T was the home team because we were 2nd in the state. Okay. Okay. Stillwater was the visiting team, but one of the highest ranked teams in the nation. Jonathan Brown, head coach for Booker T's dad, brought him to that game. He talked about how he saw people everywhere. He said to his dad, I gotta play football here. And he ended up moving to Tulsa because of that. Oh, wow. How about the band, the atmosphere, the orange and black? Oh my goodness. Yeah. That's what this is. There's nothing like it.
I know. It's an amazing experience.
But for 25 years, you have missed this. I missed it. You're enjoying it.
Oh, I did. I absolutely enjoyed it, and I'll be back for sure. And I won't miss another one.
Absolutely. So before I let you go, I want to thank you for taking some time. Glad that you can come up. I'm always on your case.
I thought you were going to say something about golf today.
I get you today. You want to go ahead and pray me now? You owe me a 5, 5, and 5. Okay? I just want to let you know. I gave you the first hole.
You know what? Somebody who plays golf 4 or 5 times a week versus somebody who plays golf 4 or 5 times a year, I think that you should be.
Is that how you're gonna qualify?
It's like a man taking care of his children. That's what you're supposed to do. You want.
Is that how you gonna qualify? That's what
exactly. I got a bad back and a bad knee.
Jeff, this is live. You know that, right?
It's live. Well, these are all facts. Live, y'all. So y'all know the truth in real time. At any rate, man, I appreciate you. I love what you're doing. I love what you're doing with the golf thing too. Yeah. So make sure you keep that up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
we're going to
appreciate the opportunity
do
to
some things to benefit the Booker T golf program and just junior and youth golf here in this community is what we're definitely going to be doing. But I got to say once again, I'm so glad that you were able to come back and come home. See some family, but see this family. Right. And especially, seeing Michael Napier, who I know I haven't seen in 3 years.
Napier.
But to have you up here, man, my brother, I got to say Absolutely. That I love you.
Yeah, I love
Appreciate
you,
you for coming up here and spending some time. Hornet fans.
Friends of the family you choose.
That's right.
Some family, you just stuck with them because they're your family. But when you go out of your way to choose friends, that's the family that you choose.
Absolutely.
All right, brother.
Hornet fans,
thank you.
This is Jeff Weber from Houston, Texas, in the booth.
Class 88.
Class 88. We won the homecoming barbecue cook-off tonight, too.
We did. I saw that.
Facts.
Yeah.
There you go. Those are facts.
Those are facts.
Thank you, baby. Hornet fans, that's Jeff Weber. Jeff Weber. I hope you enjoyed some of our halftime visitors. We got some more that's supposed to be coming this way, trying to make it this way. Haven't made it up here just yet, but we're wrapping up the halftime show. We've had the band. And we've also seen the Mr. and Miss Hornet. Once again, let me give you the names of Mr. and Miss Hornet 2023. We've got Mr. Hornet, Mr. Jaden Owens, and Miss Hornet 2023, Miss Sanaya Moore. That's Mr. and Miss Hornet 2023, Jaden Owens and Sanaya Moore. Coming up, finish up the halftimes. Your Booker T. Washington Hornets lead 57-0 over the U.S. Grant Generals. And we've got Dylan Carpenter with the boot, kicks it deep, and it's going to roll out of bounds to allow the U.S. Grant to basically take the touchback. Hornet fans, there's nothing like a Hornet homecoming to bring back Hornets that haven't been here in years, and I wanted to definitely get a couple here in the booth, a couple of my guys that haven't been in Tulsa for a number of years, but we have them here for homecoming. So we're starting the third quarter. One of the things that I want to talk about is, once again, the Booker T. Washington Touchdown Club raising money for Hornet football. Definitely want to ask all Hornet alums, all Hornet alums, hit the Cash App, $ Booker T Booster Club, or make a check for $15.14 to the Booker T Washington Touchdown Club. The Generals are going to have the ball first down at their 35-yard line. Here's a reverse pass to number 13, flag on the play. Going to be finally taken down in the backfield. Number 8 for the Hornets is there on the tackle. Number 9, Devin Crawford on the tackle. I keep messing up because I'm looking for him. That guy, Takari Bethel. Got a flag on the play, but the flag is going to be picked up. No infraction on the play. Going to be second down after a loss. Just inside this third quarter for the Hornets. The clock running with 11 minutes and 50 seconds. Here's the snap. Here's once again the pitch pass to number 13. He's trying to cut it back, but he's going to be hit. The ball carrier for the Generals is number 13. That's Montre McGluckrich. He's the freshman wide receiver, Montre McGluckrich. Yes, trying to stumble through that name just a little bit because I was able to call it. Short gain on the play, going to bring up third down and 6 for the Generals. The Hornet defense been stout all night long, shutting folks down. Bringing up 11 minutes and 3 seconds. Quarterback for the Generals is going to be snowed under by a host of Hornets once again and taken down for a huge loss. In on the tackle, multiple guys, including that guy who's working on a play of the game. That's Jeremiah Perry, a.k.a. Cheerio. Finally got my sidekick back here with me. He just hits me on the shoulder and says, "Is the game going on?" I'm like, "It's the third quarter. It's the third quarter." What you say? Yeah. I'm gonna see you there. I'm gonna see you there. Yeah.
I'll see y'all down there.
10 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third quarter. Multiple guys coming through telling us that they're enjoying seeing the Hornets tonight. So, Leon, I do see the Alumni Majorettes have now taken the track. The Alumni Majorettes are getting into formation. I do believe members of the Alumni Band are getting into formation. We may be hearing some classic tunes here shortly from the band.
And I heard we need to have IMSA on call just in case.
I didn't say that, Hornet fans. I said the alumni members of the band are now taking their positions. So here on 4th and 18, the punter for the Generals is in, and here's a short punt that's bouncing. Don't know if it's going to be picked up. It's muffed. It's been touched by a Hornet, but it looks like we were able to recover it. Back deep for the Hornets was Keenan Farley, number 12, a sophomore wide receiver and defensive back. And Farley had pay dirt on his mind, so instead of letting it go, he tried to return it, and he was taken down after muffing the punt. Going to have some new guys coming in.
Your social security card is in the press box. If you misplaced your cell phone and some keys, and you can identify it, I have it in the press box.
The Hornets are going to have the ball for the first time. No, but we've got a flag on the play before that happens. You know, Leon, there's nothing like seeing guys, especially Michael Napier. I haven't seen Michael Napier in 3 or 4 years. And good to see him, especially guys you play ball with. But to come back and be able to be around this atmosphere, I mean, it's special. There's nothing. There's nothing
it really
like this.
is. So when you told me that they were coming up in the booth, I went out at halftime when we first got at intermission, and I saw Weber and Napier coming up them steps, and they had to take one of them moments of silence, and I started, going in because I said, hey, I seen Byron and myself. It's crucial coming up this home side stadium steps, y'all. I'm telling you, it's real. We used to run them things,
We used to run them things, but today, walking is the only way it's going to happen. It's the reason I say high above SC Williams, because some folks say it's the stairway to heaven. And for us, we have more days behind us than we have in front of us.
I hear you. That's real talk.
Yeah, Jeff Weber got here, and the first thing he did was he didn't sit in a chair. He bent over the chair to get his win. I said, who's first? He said, hold on, I got to catch my breath. I can't do that to him while he's not here in the booth. But, yeah, he was huffing hard.
That's how much we love it, though. We'll sacrifice knowing what this home side means to get up here to talk.
So we had a backup quarterback in the game. That's number 18, Bennett Goodson. We haven't seen Bennett Goodson since the second game of the season versus Dell City. Going to see some extended time for Bennett Goodson tonight. Also got some new running backs in the game. I believe that was Ja'Kalen Jackson might have been running. No, actually, number 1, R.J. Kennedy was the ball carrier on that play. He gets 3 yards, going to be the 49-yard line of the Generals. Quarterback is going to fake it and try to get upfield, and he's going to be wrapped up and taken down. So Bennett Goodson, Leon, backup QB. He's also a sophomore. So I don't know going into the offseason, and I know I'm getting way ahead of myself right now, but you've got Levi Brooks, Mr. Deuce, and you've got another sophomore. From the spirit of competition, these are 2 guys that need to push themselves in preparing for next season. And I know that this season is not over, but you've got to have guys that are going to make iron sharpens iron, to be perfectly honest with you. We need to see Bennett tonight do some things with his opportunity.
Yeah.
3rd down and 8. Here's an end around to number 19. He's looking to get to the boundary, gets outside, gets some good blocks, taken down by number 12 for the Generals. Zachariah Pitts is the tackler. Davion Durham, who sees some extended action tonight. Leon, we've seen quite a bit of Davion Durham tonight.
He was one of them earlier that picked that punt up. Remember, he almost scored off of
Yep. We've seen quite a bit of Davion Durham tonight, and good. Davion Durham's got a good stride on him. Definitely look like he's a kid that has warranted the ability to tote that rock a little bit. Checking into the game is number 14, wide receiver defensive back Brandon Barkey. Also the holder on extra points and field goals for the Hornets. The quarterback is number 18, Bennett Goodson.